Alright, Ace. We're going to do the Truth Flag game the Truth Slayer game first. Um, because it's a little bit easier than Eden Strongholds to explain and look at, and it's going to wind up being a little bit more straightforward. I've already tried the Eden Strongholds a few times, and I've just kind of gotten bogged down in details, and it's wound up being twice as long as I'd like it to be. So hopefully I'm going to be able to set a foundation with this video that we can kind of follow up in the other one. So, Truth Slayer is obviously a very crazy game type. It's very fast-paced, very aggressive kind of Slayer. Um, you can often get a lot of information about the other team. You almost always know where they are because it's just very open and has a lot of sight lines. So right off the bat, you're able to get some nice long-range shots on these guys, laying down damage. I absolutely love it. Zeus is one hit. As soon as your shields have started coming back, I'd like to see you getting up to top mid, where you can shoot down on these guys, cut off their angles, and not have a play made on you. And notice you guys don't have anybody Carbine. Volunteer is flanking around Carbine. Volunteer is behind you in your base. Volunteer is going to kill you. Yeah, if you get bogged down in the same spot for too long, with nobody to contest them moving on you, they're going to move on you, especially at this higher level of play. Now, admittedly, a lot of your predictions are going to be messed up against higher level players because higher level players are faster and sneakier and don't expose themselves as much and don't give you as much to work with. So your team is getting killed on blue 1, but they trade over there. That's 2, 3. Okay, they should be respawning somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, they spawned Pink Street. Nug is over here trying to get damage on him. You're going to come up and try and help him because the rest of the spawns are there. That's good. Zeus had to make a really good play to kill you. And making him work for it. Now you know there are some guys in red because your teammates are fighting there. Let's see how many. There's one. Lexi has tried to escape. How many are in blue? The other 3. Makes sense. Once Lexi is dead, and you know red's clear, you got to be working back towards Carbine and trying to stop them from getting into their car bubble. Now when you do that, make use of all the positions you have. So from here, you can look car bubble, see like is there anyone there, and then you can look top mid, say is there anybody there. If you know there's nobody top mid, you can proceed safely across this area, looking for people coming out of the car street. Because again, you've established they're probably not in the bubble. So you can either cut off the angle and just hope that they walk into the bubble and catch them, or you can cut off the angle in the street, depending on how well you've timed it. This is a good kill on Volunteer, but you probably didn't have to drop down here, and you got surprised a little bit because you were looking at top mid, which you could have already looked at from the bend. So like I said, it's little things. Maybe I forgot to say it this time. It's little things that set you up for this kind of success. This still isn't a bad push with Zemi because you guys are prioritizing the right thing. But in terms of being an efficient damage dealer, I'm going to try and point out all of the things that can let you play a little bit faster, a little bit more precisely. So we've got this base cleared out because everyone got killed. They've pushed behind us into car, while volunteers spawning on the other side. Kahlo is fighting one-on-one. Let's try and finish that. You see how killerdad just goes up and kills him and finishes him? He's taking advantage of the fact that the other team is on respawn and isn't going to be able to go and punish us to just immediately like get this kill done, maintain our numbers advantage for the next 8 seconds, and get up. If you had gone straight to car 2 there, maybe Alex still has to be the one to finish the kill. He probably does, but then you guys are in better position for fighting the rest of this battle instead of you being out here. And look, you're going to the car bubble right now. We don't need to be on the side of the car bubble to run into car 2. But Alex does need help. Okay, admittedly, he just won that 1v1 because he's killer dad. But you could have assisted him and got, 2 shots worth of damage. That's 40. It's respectable. There are lots of opportunities to get 40 damage, just, taking a slightly better route. You wind up with another 400 damage over the course of the game and 10 assists, or something like that. Maybe it's only 5 assists and 200 damage, but it's an assist. So here, on the back end, this kind of stops paying off for you guys, where because you were slowed up to car 2, now they've spawned behind us and come up and ruined our collapse on the red base before we were able to finish it. The consequences are often a ways down the road. We've got camo coming up. Are we going to play for P? Looking at this guy, missing the jump. Taking a really long time to actually look at this. See, it's like things like this where you take yourself out of this play and let him walk across almost the entire bridge and don't deal any damage on him. Where it's like you're looking at the right thing, you're playing for the right thing. It's just like a little bit off. And I don't know exactly what it is that I need to tell you to like get that under control. And then like to chase car 1 there. Car 1's gonna get you killed nearly every time. But anyway, to get back to my point, like you're looking the right way, you're playing for the right thing a lot of the time, and you're just like not quite seeing him. Like you're cutting off your sight line too long. You're not just like taking the body shot trades that you're given. And those are missed opportunities for damage. Here, this is a shit spawn. There's nothing you could have done, really. I don't know what happened to camo. Okay, that side is cleared out. Alex knows is cleared out. We should know that they're coming out of blue right now, but for whatever reason, this just doesn't get communicated to you. There's a guy P1, not P2, and that guy manages to get all the way up here before any of us are able to shoot him. And despite the fact that we're fighting a 3-on-1, Volunteer is going to get away at car. And you're still looking at blue. Okay, Volunteer died eventually. That's good. But Killer Dad had to kill him from blue 1. Maybe that's red. I can't tell. Yeah, no, that's blue 1. Okay, this is good damage on space. But since he didn't shoot you at all and you know all your teammates are on that side, just keep continuing through here. Keep dealing damage on this guy until they force you to back down. Now, I like that you're aware that someone might be spawning behind you, but what you guys need right now is a collapse on this base to finish these kills. And the pink side guys are doing that, so they're starting to get their kills. But it took you too long to get over here. You missed the chance that you did have to shoot the guys at red 2. Your teammates are now in red 2. You can't help from the car bubble, and this is what I don't like about Carbine side in general. But anyway, now you're finally going back. Again, you're looking at P2. We're in P2. We're not worried about P2. You're missing your chance on these guys in the base. You're cutting off your angle to look at the P street as well. So like if you want to go here and you could look top mid, like are they window, are they jumping top mid, are they going P street? You could flank them, just come through here, kill them from behind. Or you could just sit on this side of it and deal damage and call out that someone's pushing P2 and get yourself ready to collapse on Dustin once you've taken the other guy out of the play. But from up here, you're just not really able to do anything. Except nade Killer Dad. And then these guys are going to flood you because we haven't been in a position to stop them from getting out of the door. And then they get up top mid and kill you from behind because, again, they're not cautious. Like where your team is slowing down and sitting and like you get a couple shots on somebody, but the kills don't really get finished unless Killer Dad does it. Their team is just running out and like taking advantage of whatever opportunities are given for them because Zeus and Volunteer are both extremely confident. Space is extremely aggressive, and Dustin is an A player and kind of knows when their team has an advantage, and he can kind of play around that. Now this is good damage on the car side. Nug unfortunately gets taken down because they've got good teamwork, and now pushing it after your teammate dies is a mistake. So you have to give up 3 shots in order to get back to where you just were, which gets you killed by Space, who hits you with 4 body shots. Like it's the fact that you went out to the car bubble in the first place, but didn't commit to going to the car bubble that results in the death there. Because if you want to milk in the car bubble, at least your teammates can support you from window. This is a shit spawn. There's nothing you could do except maybe just commit to killing that guy and pinching on him, especially if there's only one guy, rather than going back here and having a playmate on you. When you're in the same place for too long, especially on truth, you just tend to die a lot. We're trying to deal damage here. That's alright. It's not the best angle to do it from, and you'll notice your teammate is left. Once your teammate leaves, like start looking for the window, the opposite window or something. You had opportunities to shoot Lexi. It's this idea that like if you're not fighting this guy, you can fight this guy. And, you know, maybe he takes a shot at you, so if you're one shot, don't challenge, but if you're two shot, like you were, you can poke out, see, can I maybe get away with some damage on this guy? Shoot him a little bit. Like look for everything that you can get away with, every little shot that you can squeeze in. Here we're trying to flank a little bit, but he already knows you're there. You're probably not going to get away with this, but this is a pretty decent slayout. The rest of your team is collapsing on it, but no. Everybody is split up. You guys are going to lose this one. In theory, if you guys all collapsed on that well, you might have been able to get some points on the board, but didn't go right. Okay, volunteer drops down. You're able to punish him for that a little bit. Why is no help coming out? Why is no help coming out? Oh man, that's frustrating. And once again, you get stuck in one place too long and they make a play on you, although in theory, somebody on your team should have helped that. Once you've got him out of the play though, and like you're not going to be able to finish the kill because he's got too many places to hide, just go somewhere else, get closer to your teammates. Camo's coming up eventually. The last one was super late because everybody forgot about it. I may have forgot to mention it, but it crossed my mind. Here again, it's just like there's the little things, you know, that you got the shots on one guy, you went out the P face, but you didn't look back to fight the guys on the other side. Again, I don't have a magic bullet for that. It's just that you develop your sense of like who you want to fight over time by practicing and being just self-critical and finding your way of engaging properly with the game. So here, you're going car 1. You don't live in car 1 a whole lot in general. If you were to get up and get damage on people, and now you've bailed on your teammates while they were fighting. So it went from 2-on-2 to 2-on-1 so that you can fight a 1v1 with poor positioning. Zimi's dead. Okay, yeah, you got the really late camo, so I guess that's alright. But they cleaned you up because they won their battle on car side and came back and collapsed on you. Here, okay, you realize they must be blue. P3, go faster, go faster, go faster. And we go P2, or you're going to get naded to fuck. There we go. Naded to fuck. Okay, I like that you're looking for the guy car 2 there. That's good. And this is damage. Like on all those times where you weren't able to get it, just fighting these guys car 2 is going to be free damage for sure. This is great. Your teammate shoots you in the back a little bit, Nug overextends and dies himself. Gets himself killed like a goober. Kahlo decides to push this alone while you're just laying down damage on Space Christ. This is good damage dealing though. Like you're getting these guys down. It's just unfortunate that your team decides to split and everybody loses their fights. So we lose 2-on-2 over there, we lose 1-on-1 over there, which leaves all 4 of them to collapse on you. Somehow the team just did not pick somebody to prioritize. You might have even been able to leave and just like go with a teammate and collapse on something. There, you know, Volunteer's top mid, you might be able to get to him. There he is. There's some damage. Okay, all 3 of you are bunched up right here trying to kill him from the same angle. You don't have to sprint at something to deal with it if you know he's top mid. Just get right here and like find out where he is and make a game plan from there. See, that was a good shot, but again, Killer Dad already has this angle covered. Go this way. Complementary angles. Finish him off. Double check that no one's red. That you guys have the count right in blue, and collapse on blue. Instead, Killer Dad has to drop to get this kill, and Killer Dad's going to die. There it is. Killer Dad died. You guys got 2, but you didn't need 2. You needed 6. And that's it. So yeah, man, as you can see, it wasn't like the worst game in the world. You got your assists, you got some damage out, but there were definitely missed opportunities for damage, some awkward progressions, and in general, your team was not able to just form up and push together, which the other team was able to do. So if you get a chance to go back and watch this, just look for all the times where you were left on your own anchoring and were not able to stay alive because you're fighting 2-on-1 or whatever, and your teammates just died before you did. Also look for the times where you dropped unnecessarily or just generally wound up fighting from a bad position. And as you go through your own games, look for those spots where you say, okay, where were they? Was there anybody who I could have been shooting at this given time? And kind of keep trying things out and adding them to your repertoire when you watch other people play. Notice how they're able to go from one target to another and keep them all in mind, and your output number should be going up. So yeah, I'm gonna go take another shot at Eden Strongholds right now. Hopefully this will be useful for you.